Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night's Messages of Love from Above. I can't believe the weekend is coming to an end already. It just flies by, and I'm so happy to have you here with me to round out the weekend. And for those of you on the other side of the world, happy Monday morning to you. Welcome to your new week. Before we get started into the actual readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, please do. I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And whether you're watching this live or on replay, we can join together and multiply the love out to the world. So we'll let that love flow into our heart. Beautiful, powerful, unconditional love fill us up and flow out to the world, surrounding the planet in a huge bubble of unconditional love, allowing anyone or anything that is ready to expand higher into that love. It would be impacted by it. It would feel it. It would see it. And if you yourself are in need of love tonight for your heart, for your mind, for your body, for a loved one, a situation, a relationship, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me the space for that. And also, before we get into the readings, we have still a little bit more time left if you're interested in getting into my weekly drawing. Here is the link for that. I have a drawing every Monday for a free recorded reading. And I'm celebrating having reached 1,500 plus YouTube subscribers. So thank you guys so much because you're the ones that make it happen. So I wanted to do something extra. So I started last Monday, the next 2 Mondays, tomorrow and the following Monday, I'm giving away a 1 hour person recorded reading plus 5 15-minute person recorded readings. So if you're interested in getting into that drawing for any of those, just check that video out and it'll tell you how to enter that. I'll close it out tomorrow after I wake up in the morning and have some breakfast, and then I close it out and I pull the winners, do the recording, and then I announce the winners tomorrow, usually around tomorrow afternoon. And then Tuesdays, I do put out a video for the following week on what is in the drawing, and that's the video that you comment on to get into that drawing. So that is how it works. Also, this morning we put out a new Aries new moon alert. Here is the link for that. Pick a card. And what a time we have coming up tomorrow. Happy spring equinox and fall equinox to you in the Southern Hemisphere. We begin jumping into spring, this change of seasons. And not only do we have the Northern Hemisphere goes into the spring equinox, we're starting over our annual zodiac run because we go from Aries through Pisces, and we're finishing up Pisces and beginning Aries. And then we have this Aries new moon on Tuesday. So a lot of new stuff and movement. And so Spirit wanted us to know what's blocking us from moving forward. So if you want to check into that, that is the video link for that. And also last week we had put out what blessings are coming towards you with a little bit of that St. Patty's Day good luck energy. So that is the pick a card for that. And lastly, we also have, of course, the monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign for March, and we still have about 10 more days or so left in that. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free to do that. And if you've already checked out your sun sign, if you know what like your moon sign is, that's your emotional experience for April. So you can check that out. Or if you want to know about love or how you're going to interact with feminine energy, you can check out your Venus, because that tells you like how you like to be loved and how you love. Mars tells you how you interact with masculine energy and people in authority. Mercury is how you want to communicate and how to be communicated to. So if you look at any of those types of readings and look up your zodiac sign, you can check and see what type of things to be aware of around those. All the planets are different windows in our house that we look out. We see different viewpoints as we look at those. So that is the skinny on that. So let me go ahead here. I'm going to get my desktop all set up here. Maybe there it goes. And we will get started into the readings. So hopefully everyone had an amazing weekend and learned a lot and or moving, grooving, right? All right, almost done here. There we go. Let's scooch that just a little over. All right. I think we are good. All right. And then and if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, how I handle the free readings, I do go in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is the list. All you have to do is put your question out there. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Of course, Spirit knows all, and we don't need to have it listed here for them to know. I just let them come through the cards and spit out what they have to say. So they don't need all that if you don't want to. What else? Oh, yeah. And then if I do get a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. And I step outside of the free readings and I do complete those. I prioritize them. And I also go deeper. I pull more cards for those just to honor that energy. And then once I'm done, I step back in order and continue try to get through as many free readings as I can during the session. So to make a donation, you can use the super chat down below. YouTube does take about a third of that for administrative fees. And if you want to make a donation another way, I have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. And those are listed in the pinned comment at the top and in the description box of the video down below. All right. I know, enough blah, blah, blah. Let's get into see what Spirit has for us today. And thank you guys so much for being here. All right. So, oops, let me just make sure I have this done right here. There we go. All right. So we will start at the very top with Esther E. Hello, hello. And you want to know, does your soulmate's initials start with a C or a J? And what is his zodiac? Let's take a look here. So this will be if it's a C, this will be if it's a J, and this will be what their zodiac sign is. If Spirit wants us to know what it is, right? Sometimes they like to keep secrets. What can we say? Okay. So it's pretty clear. A C, you got death card. That would be a no, right? Does it begin with a J? The Sun card. That's like one of the most abundant cards. That would be a ding, ding, ding. So I feel like they're saying no, not a C, but it is a J. And the horoscope or the zodiac sign is air. They're an air sign. We have the Ace of Swords here, which would be, of course, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So I like that. They actually felt like answering tonight with that. A lot of times they'll be like, nope, scavenger hunt. So evidently they want to give you a little more hope, a little more information to be aware of. So that is what they have for you, Esther E. Don't you love it? You're like, no, I like C. Well, you get J. But the thing about soulmates too, if you haven't checked it out too, I think I kept it up here because I really liked it. Yeah. If you want to hear more about soulmates, soul partners, and twin flames, here's a pick a card where they actually went into detail at the beginning of it, of the actual video, talking about the difference between the three, because we do have a lot of soulmates. Even our parents, our siblings, our best friends, our pets, schoolmates, whatever, they're all souls, and they're all have divine appointments for us to help us on our path, each other, and we end up having a lot of soulmates that way. We have romantic soulmates, which some of them are just stepping stones to get us to what we call a soul partner, which is a soul we end up in a deep relationship with for the rest of our lives after we complete a lot of the other stuff. And sometimes it's not romantic. Sometimes it's like, sisters are together or best friends are living together, not any intimacy, but just best friends. And, there's all sorts of things. And a twin flame is an extra special agent soulmate. So if you want to check that out if you feel so inclined, if you haven't already. All right. So that is what we have for you, Esther E. So let's take a look here. We've got Felicia Feng. Hello, hello. So will you get the translation job this year that you applied for? All right. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. So you've got this, this is not a yes, and it's not really a no either. They have the Two of Swords, which is really a decision point that you have coming up where you have the mental choice and you have an emotional choice, a more intuitive choice, which brings in the High Priestess too, which is about stepping back, really trust your gut, trust your instinct, communicate with the higher realms, dive deep into your emotions, look behind the veil, look into the unknown. Because I feel like the job that you applied for is kind of a mental decision, but I feel like there's a different job that is more in alignment with your heart and your intuition and where you want to head and what you want to do. So I feel like they're kind of anchoring and slowing down the progress of that translation job because there's something else. It could be another translation job, but there's like hidden things, and they're like, they're kind of guiding you into a different, either a different translation job or a different job that's in alignment with your heart. So, like I said, I feel like they're like, this job that you applied for makes sense. It's responsible, blah, blah, blah. It checks off all the boxes that the mind has with the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos. But the heart and the intuition and your soul are going, yeah, but we want to go do this over here. And so I feel like you're being pulled in this direction. And that's why if it feels like things have been like held back like an anchor, like that card, like it's holding it back, that's what's happening. So, if that makes sense for you, the high priest just steps away, goes into her high priestess temple and just really does that internal looking and searching. And that's where you can get some of that validation, as far as what they want to draw you to. So that's what they have for you right now, Felicia. So I'm excited to see what this thing is, right? Very good. All right, yeah. So find something that makes your heart sing, though, because I feel like there is this job waiting for you. So that it's like you have joy around it, right? Not just like, well, it's good. It's like you'll actually wake up and want to go to work. All right. So many blessings, Felicia. Aaron Steele, hello, hello. So you want to know what spiritual gifts are you being called to use in this chapter of your life? All right. Let's take a look here and see what we have here. I like this. The Chariot card was the first one that came out, which I'm like, wow, you have a choice of so many, is what I heard. It's almost like, you have all these spiritual gifts, and they're like, which one? Which one do you not want to use? I feel like you have a lot of different abilities that have just been rising and rising and rising. And even within, I know when I was in organized religion, they used to say I was prophetic. I had the gift of prophecy because I knew things. And then, gift of healing because you can, Reiki is that, and everyone calls something different, right? But I love that you just have this whole toolbox of gifts that that you can choose from. So they want you to know that they're just like, I don't know which one is best for you to use right now. But I feel like the one that's really flowing out here with the Eight of Wands, wands is like energy, and I feel like energy work is a huge piece. You have a very big flow that is expanding and expanding and expanding. As you've been cutting away, the fear energies, and you just been like clearing clogs, right? And you're just really opening up. So I really feel energy work is a huge piece, but um, I feel like they don't want you to do. I know they're like they want you to create your own thing, and it's okay to study like qigong, reiki, tai chi, whatever you're drawn to, but they don't want you to necessarily become like a you can get certifications if you want. They're like you can get them, but they're kind of nudging you not to become like a certified teacher in things because they want you to gather your knowledge, gather these gifts, and you're going to bring it through in such a unique way that it's almost like you're bringing a little of this and a little of this and a little of this, putting all those together, and then a secret sauce, something that you are adding to it that's unique of how you do an energy work and how you're bringing forward this for people. And it can be for, is it emotional healing? Is it mental? Is it body? Is it all of it? Is it opening up people's creativity? Is it what blah 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 blah? That's the uniqueness that you're going to use it in a unique way. So I really feel like movement of energy, this unconditional love energy that everyone has different names for. At the core of it, it's the essence of the unconditional love of the creator of all things. That's what it all is. We're all made, everything vibrates at energy. And when we learn how to um, transform it and move it and change it, that's the big thing. So I feel like that's what they are having you focus on right now for this one. But again, so many that you have, it's like, what do I want to use first? And they feel like energy work will be a great foundation for you to start off on. So I like it. I like it. So that's what they have for you, Aaron. And then up next, we have Candy World. And will you be together by June? Let's take a look here. Of course, you know the we. They know the we that's on your mind and heart. So let's take a look here. This would be not yet, because we've got an energy block here with the Nine of Wands that is blocking things from moving forward. There's still some, with the Eight of Cups, some emotions that can be left behind that are no longer serving you guys. And so there's some on your side, some on their side that just, in order to move forward, like your spirit and your higher selves, and this is actually like your inner child. Your inner child's a monkey, but they're monkeying around because they have an energy block that's keeping things moving forward, because there are some charged emotions that are still down, in the basement, the cellar of our emotions with our inner child that got pushed down there, and they are not allowing things to move forward until they're heard, right? I almost hear the chimpanzee monkey, making the loud noises to try to get attention because they want these resolved before you move forward. So I don't feel like it's going to be togetherness before June. I feel like there's the stuff that's being worked out that'll take through June to do. So I would say not yet, but the more you work on because you can't control how fast the other we of the we is working on their inner emotions, right? Um, you can only control how fast you are. So the faster and the more in depth you work on bringing these emotions that your little monkey inner child's going, hey, 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 triggering stuff, bringing stuff out into the outside world, transforming things, they're having you, look at that. The faster you do it, the more your energy moves up, and the more they do it, their energy moves up, and that'll bring you guys together. But I feel like June, at the present rate of inner reflection, it won't be by June. So, which to me, they're saying they're kind of winking at you. At the current rate, wink, wink, it won't be by June. So the more you work on you and the more they work on them, the faster things come together. But you can't guarantee that the other person is doing it as well, right? Can't control them, but you only can control you. So I like it for you, Candy. So many, many blessings for you. That's what they have right now. And Sterling L, you are up. So hi. What are KL's next actions towards you? All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, right now, things are kind of going really, really slow, right? The Seven of Pentacles is one of those cards that's what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? It's the fruit. Things are taking a bit time here, and that's understandable because we've got the Hermit card here, which is like it's going slow so that each of you are in your inner journeys with your higher selves and your spiritual posse guiding you through to have you understand some things, to clear some things out, to bring you new information, higher information. And that's what helps this move along. So the pausing and the slowness that's happening is so that you guys can look into some of your beliefs around yourself and around relationship, and just to help prepare and raise your love vibration to where it's at a place there. But then I feel like it's like they're showing me that sometimes like you'll plant seeds in like a garden sometimes, and you'll water it, nothing. You water it, nothing. You water it, nothing. And you're like, did it die? then you just suddenly out of the blue, then one morning, you watered them before you went to sleep in the evening at dusk, and in the morning you wake up and you go outside and you're like, they're like grown this much, and you're like, where did that come from? And I feel like that's the kind of movement that happens, but it kind of comes out of nowhere because it feels like things have just been going so slow. It's like watching grass grow, right? But then there's this movement, this action that happens, um, like I said, seemingly out of nowhere. And it's like suddenly they had an epiphany and they're like, hey, how are you? And then the Page of Wands is new passion, new drive. So that's why I feel like it goes from 0 to 60 out of nowhere. And you're like, a little warning would have been nice, but you're like, but it's okay as long as it's moving again, in a stronger way. But while you're waiting, while we're waiting for the grass to grow, turning inward and upward, focusing on your higher self and your self-love. It's always the best thing that we can do with our energy while we're in the waiting room, waiting for things to come out and unfold, right? Because it speeds up things. So the more we focus on our inner love, the faster we attract the things for us, right? Otherwise, if we're still at a lower vibrational energy, we tend to draw the old stuff in that we're not wanting to happen, or the experiences to come in that we're not wanting to happen. We're wanting things that are more in alignment with our higher heart. So we raise our vibration to get there. So I know they didn't really tell you what their next actions are, but because I think it's going to be a little while. The 9 with the Hermit really stood out to me. So I feel like, I know, like 6 months, like till September, I feel like things feel like they're just ugh, going really, really slow. That doesn't mean there's no movement between now and September, but I think September is when it goes from 0 to 60 miles an hour, right? But you'll see, oh, look, a branch is growing. That's nice. Oh, look, a blossom. That's great. Oh, what is that? A piece of fruit? And then all of a sudden, bam, all the fruit appears. So that's what's going on, Sterling, right now. So hang in there. Much love to you. All right. New love, you are up next here. And when will you be in a committed relationship? All right. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? Well, I do like that they are confirming that you will be in one with the Lover's card. So that is good. They're like, yes, you will be in a committed relationship. I know, but I asked when, not if. But that's good. At least the if is off the table. It's like, okay, when? And the when, they gave me the Magician card, which is interesting because the Magician card is about it's the divine masculine energy about you stepping forward. This is your higher self, and it's you putting into action, you managing your energy and what you're wanting to bring into your life, right? And so there is this kind of range of things in our life, like they're destined to happen, they're fated to happen, but by the speed at which they come to us, we still have a great amount of free will and power of choice, right? Sometimes there's fated events that it has to happen on this date, and there's no way that the rest of everything can unfold unless this happens here. So they'll have like a drop dead date that, okay, it has to happen here. It could happen sooner, though, depending on how much energy we put into it, which is what that magician tells us with the magic wand, that if I focus on gratitude and if I focus on raising my love vibration by focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, and focus on, again, what I'm grateful for, what I do want to have come in, then that grows and that expands and that I move up and I attract those things to me. If I don't invest a lot of time in there and I just kind of take it as I go, then that's when okay, drop dead date and it's way out here, right? And we're like, it's going to take that long. And it says it can take that long, but it doesn't have to. And I like that because they're basically saying the power is in your hands here. And what I'm seeing here is like June, I know, right? June with the Lover's card would be like the earliest that it would happen. January of next year with the Magician card being a 1 is what they're pointing out to me, is like when it would happen by. So it's like, what is that, 6 months earlier? So you have like the next 3 months you can focus on your self-love. You can focus on removing obstacles, like, things that we can do is look at our fears of losing conditional love, focus on what any subconscious beliefs we have about lack, about ourselves, and any old pains that we can transform from fear to love, and any of that kind of stuff that we can do to prepare for it. And the more energy we put into it, it could be like June. Otherwise, if we just kind of go this at the present rate, it could be like January of next year is when you would be in a committed relationship. So that is what they have coming through here. And I feel like maybe we should do some sort of videos, maybe some Q&As talking about what we can do around relationships to prepare ourselves. So maybe I'll keep that on the back burner. We'll see what that is. But that's what they have for you right now, new love. So hang in there. Much love to you. I know, patience, blah, but that's what's going on. All right. Sagittarius 21, you are up. So can you please tell me what are your Aquarius's true feelings and intentions? Wow, you are wanting to open up a Pandora's box with that question. Let's take a look. I Josh because I'm an Aquarius sun. Careful what you ask for. Boom. All right, let's take a look here. So true feelings and intentions. Um, of course, they're an air sign. So when you ask about feelings, it's probably safer to ask, what are their thoughts about me? Because they are thinkers. All the air signs are thinkers because it's air, it's element, it's mental, it's thinking, it's evaluation. And they do here, you have the innocence of swords, which is the page of swords. So there is some intriguing thoughts. Intriguing is a good word. They're intrigued by you. They have these thoughts that are sparked because of you, and that's really interesting. They like that because they need to be mentally, stimulated to be able to keep their interest, to keep their attention. So I like that. Um, the Nine of Pentacles here shows that they are like their intentions towards anyone in the world is to help them find their self-worth in themselves. It's like a mission that's at the core of every Aquarian because it's the Aquarian age, right? It's to help humanity evolve and move towards, and this represents connection to spirit here with the Nine of Pentacles because they want people to learn that they can stand on their own one foot. But this is their worth, finding their worth from the inside. And so they have this, um, it's not like, what are they showing me? Oh, um, oh yeah, what was the Wicked? They're showing me a scene from Wicked, the Wizard of Oz musical, where Glinda the Good Witch wants to take on, who ends up being the Wicked Witch of the West, take her on as her project. And I kind of feel like they're like, it's not like that. They're like, it's not like that, but they were showing me because it was humorous, right? And so they're like, it's not like taking on a project like that. They just have this, I don't want to say hero complex, but they just want to help people, and they just want to show you how lovable you are. They want to show you how worthy you are, and you're but they want you to see it. They don't want you to have it from the outside, if that makes sense. Because they want to be able to show you that you can move from your old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking as well. And there's this movement of thought and belief that comes in there. So I know it's not like the romance story that you're looking for, but as one of my dear friends who is married to an Aquarius says, well, sometimes she goes, occasionally I just have to, if I want emotion and feeling, I just have to remind them that they have them, because like Aquarians, because they're the water bearers, they're able to contain emotion and they contain their own emotions, and they're able to uh, put them in like Tupperware containers, and they put them in a special refrigerated room in their heart that keeps them cool and fresh. So they're always there. They're feeling feelings and they're kept good. But sometimes you just have to say, hey, can I have, some of that energy, you know, and some of that love, some of that emotion. And they're like, yeah, yeah, but I need that Tupperware back. And that's the kind of the journey that you're on. um, I know in Sagittarius you are so fiery and so fun and so outgoing, which you like the quirkiness. I mean, that's something that Aquarius and Sagittarians get along very well because we're quirky. Um, but then as far as attachment and emotion and love expression, that's a different story. It's there. It's just getting to it is the journey and the adventure. But you're up for a challenge, aren't you, Sagittarius? But that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So, Cece Lindsay, you are up. So, may you know what's coming towards you in love soon? Sure. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, I like it here. You are going through a transformation right now. The judgment card is XX, double endings, double new beginnings. It's your higher self here, calling your human self to this higher place, higher awareness. Very transformative, of course, butterfly. You're letting some old ways of thinking about, love fall away, so you can see love in a different way. Really, they're inviting you into this loving relationship with your higher self so you can really find the love that you've been looking for, which is the unconditional love we find by turning inward and upward. But and I feel like you've been on this journey and you're opening up more and more, the caterpillar is definitely turning into the butterfly. You're seeing that love, you're feeling that love, and it's transforming how you're seeing love in the outside world. You're feeling more fulfilled and whole on the inside with this connection to the higher love. And it makes the outside world less that it's falling short, because when we're looking for our unconditional love that's in our heart in the outside world, it falls short, right? Disappointment, 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 and it's like, okay, but your higher self is going ding, ding, ding. Hey, come here, come hither to the unconditional love for which you seek. And then you feel whole, you feel this love inside you, and then you look out and you're like, wow, I don't expect that to be what it's not anymore. And now it's just abundance, it's over and above, and you see it as abundance instead of lack. And so things transform. As you're moving in this and as it starts to flow, that's when new opportunities unfold. One, you're seeing your worth in a relationship to the outside world completely different because of that, right? You're not judging yourself going, I'm falling short because I can't find this love. You're like, I found the love. And now, wow, I have this love and I have this and I have that and this. And it's beautiful, right? And so you see your worth and relationship to the outside world in a completely different way. And it brings in new opportunities also in the outside world. And it is this beautiful feeling of wholeness and completeness that you haven't felt before because it is so different. Again, this is like represents the abundant feeling that you feel, whereas before it was kind of like fell short. All you got was an elephant's butt. Now you have all this other stuff that, unfolds, and you're just like, I feel like my life is just overflowing, but it takes the accepting the invitation from your higher self to really connect to that higher love that you find inward and upward. So this is what is available to you, right now. It's this transformation that can happen very quickly because it's just like blinders being taken off, a blindfold being taken off. You can't put the blindfold back on once you've seen everything, right? And that's what is coming in for you right now. So I like that for you, Lindsay. It's like, yeah, I just want a boyfriend. Oh, too funny. All right, that is what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. And the real Hadisa, hello, hello. So who has their eye on you for love? Let's see what Spirit wants you to know right now. What little peek into the love do they have for you here? Okay. Well, it is someone very fiery because you have the fire here, and there it is someone who had just had like a huge burnout. I don't want to say burnout in their life, but they had this passionate relationship that has just ended because they had all this that they invested in it, but it was overwhelming, and they've moved into this the Ace of Wands. So they were had so much going on, so much involvement. I don't feel like it was multiple people. I just feel like it was like a very passionate, um, I almost want to say shallow relationship because it was just all about passion. The emotion didn't get in very deep, and they burnt out. And now they're wanting something different. Um, they do want emotion. They want this Innocence of Cups, the Page of Cups. So we've got both of these are that's the Ace of Wands. The Innocence of Cups is the Page of Cups, which is they want new love. They want higher love, which is what they did not get. They got the passion, 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 and bye. It's almost like, you don't stay overnight at someone's house. It's just like a booty call. It almost feels like it was just all about the passion and the heat, but it wasn't emotion, and they want that. And I like it that they um, you know what they want, and they know what they don't want. And so this is who someone has an eye on you for love. And I like that, not for passion. Well, I mean, not just passion, we'll put it that way. Because they're fiery, they're a fire sign, I feel, and they can't help but want passion. But they also want love with it too. It just didn't, it felt empty. And they're ready. They're at the point in their life where it was good enough before, but now they're just like, I want more. And I like that. So it's a fire sign that just had a blow up of a relationship that was fast and furious and ended, if that gives you any kind of hint. If not, they want you to have this scavenger hunt where they're going to give you little pieces so that you can be intrigued and drawn and enjoy the journey. You're like, no, I just want to know. But that's what they have. So many blessings for you. All right. So, Dollface Diva, you are up next. And so, advice from Spirit on your healing journey. Absolutely. Let me just take a sip here. All right. So, what would Spirit like you to know about your healing journey? Okay. I like it. It's kind of the same message twice, so we'll show it here. Because we've got the Six of Cups is about transforming old emotional pain and transforming it into something that is more of love instead. And the Eight of Pentacles shows that you're doing this work, and that you will have movement, you will have improvement in this because of that. I'll go into that a little deeper here. I just want to show you that you have the Five of Cups and then the Sun card, which both of these are about movement and success and positive things. So they want to like double up the message to reinforce it. But the advice they have for you is just to realize that any kind of and if the healing is physical or whatever it may be, a lot of our impacts of our body are emotionally based. We have so much stress related illness or impacts on our physical bodies. And of course, we always need to say here in the United States that tarot should not replace any, consulting a licensed professional regarding, healing and different things like that. But you ultimately get to make decisions for yourself, right? So they're saying here, though, that the Five of Cups allows us to feel the emotions we came here to feel, because we didn't come here for all lollipops and unicorns, and cotton candy. We came here. What drew us here is to experience the lower vibrational emotions that are related to fear and the fear of losing conditional love and rejection and all those lower vibrational emotions so that we can understand ourselves more. That's why as you talk about the tapestry back here, it's if it was all beige, you wouldn't be able to see any design. But because we come here and experience the shadow, we can see the design of who we are where we wouldn't have been able to see that before. So they like to say that no emotion is wrong. We came here to feel it, and we can absolutely feel them and not judge ourselves for them. But when we're ready, we can make a transformation. These Two of Cups are the power of choice around emotion, letting us know that every moment is of either unconditional love or those fears of losing conditional love. And realizing we have a choice, we don't have to live in those lower vibrational emotions. We can feel them. When we're done, we can choose unconditional love and choose a different emotion, which is what the Five of Cups is, a number of change and transformation. And that rolls into the Six of Cups, because once we realize this and we really step into this, we're able to look like at old pain, old memories, and the memory is either an emotional memory of unconditional love or of pain, which is fear of losing conditional love. And when we are able to look at some old emotional pain, when we realize that it's of fear was involved, both our own fear and whoever said or did something, they were acting out of fear as well. Because we as humans, when we're intelligent and then we have our compassion and we have, loving actions and words, because we're emotionally intelligent as well. But when the human goes into fight or flight mode, when our little child inside of us feels unsafe or out of control, it shuts down and pushes out the adult mind, and the little 2-year-old takes over. And, or like I say, the cat mind, a cat takes over. It hisses and attacks, and runs, but it does things that are not intelligent, not loving, and not compassionate. And when we realize that, with these memories that we're looking at with the Six of Cups, that um, if it wasn't of unconditional love, it was of fear, and it was all those actions and everything they did weren't about us. They were a little out of control, unintelligent little cat or little child doing things to try to feel safe and in control when it didn't know what to do. And so it can be weird, abusive stuff. It could be whatever, and we're like, oh, that's why they were acting stupid. That makes sense. And then also, if we were in fear, maybe we were acting stupid too, right? We said things we didn't want to say. We're like, why did I say that? Why did I do this? Why did I feel this way? Or why did I allow that to define me? But there's this clarification that comes around that when we realize, like, it's swimming out to rescue someone who's drowning. And if they smack us upside the head, they're panicking. We don't take that really personally, right? And when they grab onto us and try to pull us underwater, maybe in the moment we feel like they're trying to murder us. But when we get a hold of them and we take control and we get them to the shore, we see the human return in their eyes. Like, they're there. There's the real adult returning, into the picture. But we can start transforming those old emotions and those old memories from those things that we took so personally, realizing that they really didn't have anything to do with us. There was just this little cat that was in control, driving the car that, caused all the damage. And then we start thinking about the situation differently, about the other person differently, but really, really, really about us differently, because we realized it wasn't about me. They were just freaking out. So that's the advice that Spirit has right now for you, Dollface Diva. So hang in there. Much love to you, and many blessings to you. All right. So, Spiritual Gifts Diva, you are up next. And you want to know, I got divas in the house, diva after diva. I love it. April month for you for Spiritual Gifts Diva. Let's see what they want to. Okay. That one and that one and that one. All right. So, April, you do have some decision points to be made here. And even though I feel like that, you know, with the Two of Swords, we have the decisions made by the mind, and with the moon there, decisions made by emotion. And you have the Seven of Cups, which is the emotions and which can represent emotional confusion. So I feel like there's some decisions that come up that you're like, well, I want to make it by my mind because I feel so confused. I don't feel like my emotions, I can trust them right now with these decisions that are coming up. So it's almost like you're saying, nope, we're not going to allow you to have a part in this. We're only going to allow the mind to decide. But Spirit is just saying that it is important that you bring in your heart in the decisions that are being made in April. So what you want to do is focus in on coming out of the emotional confusion, which means that there's some fears that are sparked. Because when we go into, fear mode, we just go into all sorts of, our mind becomes clouded, everything becomes clouded because our mind does not want us to think. It just wants us to fight or run, it wants us to feel safe again. So whatever you have to do to calm down the emotions, so that you can bring them in to make the choices that are coming up in April, do that. And you know what it is, whether it's a hot bath or going for a walk or a nice meal, or spending, some time out in nature, whatever it is, just get away from the chaos so that you can calm and come to this place for the decision points. Because if you're tempted to make it strictly by the mind, once the decisions are made and your emotions calm down, your heart's going to go like, what? I didn't want that. Why did you order me liver? I wanted a salad. It's like that kind of your heart's not going to be happy with the decisions that were made by the mind. It wants to have a seat at the table with these decisions that come in April. And I like it for you though, because you do end up, of course, with the Wheel of Fortune. Things turn, changes, things are ending and beginning. It's all for you. And in the end, which they want to show you, in the end, even your human side, your mind, your heart, your whole being, every part of it feels like what's unfolding is for you. It's the tune of for you, the fortune. And so it is, it turns out, feeling beneficial, but it's the process of realizing that I'm not going to make a decision in that state of mind or that state of emotion. I'm going to step back, breathe, and then once I can approach it where I feel like both my heart and my mind are calm and ready, then I make my decision. And that's what I like for you. So some important decisions coming up, and that's why they wanted to reinforce that for you. And just, reminder that the Wheel of Fortune is that everything that unfolds in our life is for us, whether our mind or human agrees with it or not at the time. It is for us. Eventually, we see it. So some trusting the process of life to comes in there for April, which is good. So that's what they have for you, Spiritual Gifts Diva. You're very welcome. All right. So, Rose, you are up next. You'd like a general reading. Let's take a look here and see what we have coming forward here. All right. Well, some nice cards coming in here. I mean, the first one that popped out is the Ten of Pentacles, which is fulfillment and fullness of life that comes in here. So definitely a good card to have here. And I feel like how this comes to pass, like how you have this feeling of wholeness and fullness in your outside world, does have to do with this justice coming in here. Not that justice has been served, but the justice card, this big sword, is the Ace of Swords. And it allows you two things. One, to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, which are rooted in unconditional love. And the out of balanceness that we have, that we always start off with, is because we have a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, opinions that were given to us growing up around what things are supposed to mean and should mean and need to mean, have to mean, blah, 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 right? And we take it all on, and that's where they're rooted in these fears of losing conditional love. If I don't take on their opinion as my own, there'll be hell to pay. And as children, we don't want to pay hell. We want praise. And so we make these adjustments where it's out of balance because of we're trying to do all these things that we really don't believe in at our core, but we're doing it because we didn't want to get rejected. Well, this Ace of Swords allows us to cut away these fears, fear after fear after fear, and this knowledge we're getting from the higher realms of unconditional love and how things really work starts to balance out things. And that's where this balance comes in, which then allows you to see the world in the abundant way that it is, because we don't see the world as it is in the beginning. We see the world as we are. And so if we feel lack, we feel the world is lacking. If we have anger inside, we see an angry world. If we see if we're frustrated on the inside, we see a frustrated world. If we feel love on the inside, we see a loving world. If we feel blessed on the inside, we see a blessed world. And so how we see our world really allows us to understand how we seeing ourselves or feeling on the inside. And I like this because you do, along with this balancing here, the Libra, the balancing, the scales here, the star card actually does represent balance as well, but it's balancing of energy. Normally on the traditional tarot card, you'll have 7 stars on it, which represent our 7 chakras, our 7 energy centers. And it's about aligning and balancing our energies as well, which allows a beautiful flow. This also represents hope and wish fulfillment and all sorts of things, which also balance out, and we get clarity around what does a wish fulfilled look like, because we're told a lot of what it's supposed to look like. Well, when you find that genie's lamp and you rub it, we all know you're supposed to ask for 3 more wishes, even though it's against the rules. And then you're supposed to ask for all the money in the world. Oh, but money doesn't buy happiness, but hey, at least you're happy. At least you're enjoying yourself while you are seeking happiness, whatever those rules are, right? They come out, but we get to really get to the root of things. And I feel like that's what's going on for you right now, Rose, is just some beautiful balancing, some beautiful clarity that's bringing to a place of feeling more and more gratitude in what is, and less about outcomes and the future. Like you're not needing a long list of things to happen in order for you to be happy then, because you'll never be happy, because there'll always be something added to the list later. It's like you're reaching this point of choosing to be happy right now for no reason at all, and then no one can take it away from you. And I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Rose. Many, many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list. As soon as I take a quick sip here. Hey, LA. So Gina, let's see here. So how's she been feeling since you've been ignoring her? And is she even aware why you're ignoring her for being rude? Okay. So let's see. What does Spirit want you to know around this situation here? So we have the Naked Heart here, which the Naked Heart is about, her feelings ever since you've been ignoring her, I feel is the same. Her heart aches. Her heart is begging for attention from her, right? And So I feel like there's no change. She was in huge pain before then and huge pain still. Um, I don't feel like she recognizes um, if people are ignoring them just because it's like someone who has a shooting constant pain in their foot. They may not realize it when someone even steps on it because it's like constantly a high amount of pain. They don't feel a difference in that there's more, you reach a certain threshold of pain and any additional pain doesn't register that there's more pain. And that's what I feel for her as far as, does she feel any different? No, she's just at a constant 10 of pain, emotional pain. And is she aware of why you're ignoring her? No, she doesn't recognize it. She doesn't recognize that she was being rude either, because she's got these beliefs in her that about lack and abandonment and being left behind and being left out in the cold. This is her pain. She's just feels rejected and abandoned already at maximum. So if anyone else rejects her and like ignoring her would be rejecting her, and so she would just lump it in with all the other rejection that she's had, and it's just you know piles and piles. It's like there it is. So you know what helps is this peace of mind. What will help with this situation, what will help you with this situation, right, is to really connect. Here, the Ace of Swords here allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, right? It allows you to step into a higher viewpoint of looking at things from a place of unconditional love, which allows us to drop our own fears that are related to, we all have, our human has fears of losing conditional love ourselves. And so, when she said what she said or did what she did that appeared rude, you know, there was a fear here that activated within you that caused you to reject her, right? To ignore her and go, I'm not going to allow that, right? And that's our defensive mode. When we feel attacked, when we feel fear, I feel our inner child feels like someone is doing something that's making us feel unsafe or out of control. We're like, boop, boop, boop. We're going to put up that force field, and it's like uninviting a vampire from the house. Boom, they go flying out of the house, right? And it's like, okay, I'm going to, protect myself. And that's every human has our inner child that has our survival mode. So whenever we feel unsafe or we feel out of control in a situation, we're going to do that. And I feel like she is in constant fear. I feel like she's in a 10 all the time of pain and fear. And so it's almost like their rudeness is a way for them to get rejected. It's almost like their defensive mechanism is to be rude because then people won't get close and then they feel safe, if that makes sense. So for you, what you can learn through this, of course, is okay, how was my thoughts around this situation? How was I being rude to myself, right? How was I um these fears that were popping up inside of me, how was I punishing myself through this? We always learn a lot through the reflections of when we of course, like we say, you point a finger at someone else, there's three more pointing back at us, but everything is a mirror. You can't help knowing what Gina saw when she looks in the mirror of you, because a monkey looks in the mirror, they're going to see a monkey. When a lioness looks into a mirror, she sees a lioness, right? And so there's this, awareness that you can grow through this if you want to look at that. There's never any pressure to do that, but spirit likes to add little tidbits of helpfulness along always. Such the helpers that they are. But that's what they have right now for you, LA. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Just a little perspective on that their actions are really not about you. Their rudeness or their actions were out of pain. um, that they're always in. So that's what they have. So hang in there. Let's see. Oh, well, that makes total sense too. I have friends who are counselors. You're so funny. Um, and of course, this also mirrors back to them, but because they would say that people that were in their class to become counselors or were some of the most messed up people that you ever met. And I'm like, I would just look at them like, I know, I'm in the crowd too, but it's like, yeah, counselors, they have so much stuff because they want to help people, and in a way they're trying to help themselves through helping other people. So it makes total sense that they're a therapist too, because they're in a great amount of pain. Yeah, it's amazing, right? Too funny. But yeah, yeah, blah blah blah. They need help themselves. But that makes sense, Ellie. Thank you for that clarification too, because I'm like, yeah. All right, and I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Anna, for your donation. And so let's take a look here. Is Dan helping with DR task? And will it happen tomorrow? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what is going on here. So that is, are they helping with the task? And will it happen tomorrow? All right. So it feels like they are here because the Four of Cups is emotional stability. So I feel like this is like, I almost feel like for some reason this feels like support. And the Ace of Pentacles here is about opportunities opening up and like kind of something new that's opening up. So I feel like this would say that yes, they are helping with the task that's going on here. But as far as it happening tomorrow, I feel like something's going to change here because I feel like the Five of Cups here means that there's some disappointment and there's a change. Five is the number of change. So this, and especially since we have the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups comes right after it, that the task ends up changing. There's an something new that happens. And the reason that really comes was coming to me was because of these two cards. With the Three of Wands as a change of direction, and the Earth Mother here is new beginnings, new birth, newness. And so I feel like this is a change of direction. So it's like whatever this is that they're working on, tomorrow they get to a point and they're like, oh, you know what, we need, there's something else that needs to happen. um, they like when they get into whatever they're doing, they find new information that's gone, oh, we need to do this first, so that'll have to happen tomorrow, we need to do this today, and then that we can do tomorrow, type of thing. So I feel like there's going to be this change and this alteration that comes through the starting of working on the task. You realize, oh, okay, wait a minute. I don't want to use the example of like working on a car, but because I know hardly anything about working on a car. Um, but luckily Spirit knows. But they're saying, they're getting in there and they're removing some items and they're going to replace something. But they're like, you know what? Now that we remove that out of the way, we see what the real problem is that caused this to break, and we got to fix that, or this is just going to break again. It's that kind of energy that they're showing me here, Anna. So I do feel like they'll help them with the task, but it gets involved tomorrow where something has to happen and then they have to finish it up another day. So hopefully that makes sense for what you're asking there, but that's what's coming through right now. So thank you again for your donation. Greatly appreciate that very much. All right. So we left off with Ms. Dra for the free readings. So you want to know, how does he perceive you? Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit. I'm going to refresh these here. All right. Now, I always like when people ask, how does someone else perceive them? Spirit likes to just clarify that, you know, we're all mirrors. And so when we're looking at someone and we're like, uh, I wonder how they perceive me. Well, if a mirror can't control what someone sees when they look in a mirror, right? Um, and so when we're asking that, just keep in mind with a grain of salt that a lot of what they're seeing is what Spirit is wanting them to see about themselves. And so they will be seeing through these filters and these glasses. You know, if they're looking through green glasses, they're going to think you're green. If you know, so that is like what they want to know up front here, because how Spirit is saying that they perceive you is that someone that's with the Nine of Pentacles, it's someone that finds their worth from within themselves, that you're on this journey of really transforming and understanding and defining yourself, your worth in relationship to the outside world from the inside here. They also feel you're kind of deep. There's like the emotions run deep. I almost feel like they feel like, this is interesting, right? They feel like you hide stuff, which tells you about them. But they feel like you have a lot going on underneath the surface that you don't share. The Nine of Pentacles is also, you know, the Hermit, which you keep to yourself. You don't share very fast with things. And what they're appearing here, the Devil card is the shadow card. It is the shaker, the rattler, the roller of our cage, to show us what is making us feel restricted and small and contained. We challenge our old beliefs. And I kind of feel like um, the piece of the perception, you know, because they see you as very confident and very um, solid, but then they're also like, there's so much unknown. They kind of are, they know there's so much more than you're allowing them to see. And they feel like um, there's stuff that's happening underneath the surface, that you are in this process of really letting things go, letting things go, letting things go. It's Capricorn energy, which is work, 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 and reward. And I feel like they kind of perceive you as that you are a big proponent of doing your inner work and your inner shadow work, and you do a lot of that. They just feel like there's so much more to you than you're letting them see, and that's like the energies that are picking up. Now take all of that and then go, okay, now how are they doing that? Because like we said, they're mirrors, and so how someone perceives us has a lot to do with how they perceive themselves in some way. It doesn't have to be the exact way, but the feelings are there, right? So that's what they have for you, Ms. Dra. So many blessings for you. We'll continue moving down the list here. Very good, Anna. You're very welcome. All right, Manju, you are up next for the next free reading. When and how will you meet the one? Let's take a look here. So how and when? No. Yes, I got a patience card for you. Okay. So the when, they're like in perfect timing. Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving night out of them all, but they're in search of their worth and relationship to the outside world, right? Though, so the journey of worth, how we start off defining ourselves by the outside world, and then we realize, oh, that's unstable, and we turn inward and upward. That's the quest of the Knight of Pentacles. That's why it's the slow moving one. It's giving us time. The world is on slow play on the outside so that you can move inward here. So the when has to do a lot about your inner journey and your inner growth, and focus on expanding your self-love and moving it to a higher vibration, right? And so I was like, oh, of course we're going to get one of those, right? But the how you'll meet, you have the Chariot card. So this is a movement card. It is a victorious card. It's a power of choice card too. So again, they're reverting back to how long it takes is totally up to you. But the how with the choices, I even like this how they present this with a same horse with two heads here. And how you're going to meet them is really interesting because they're showing me that you keep bumping into them because you both keep making the same choices around things. Like if you're like, well, what do I want to go for lunch? I want to go here. And then they're like, I want to go here. And you're like, you see each other and you're just like you're waiting in line or something. And you're just like, hey, how are you? Have you been here before? No, da, da, da. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Nice meeting you. And then you're like, I wonder what movie I want to go to. I'm going to go to this movie. And then lo and behold, they chose to go to that movie too at the exact same time. And you're in line getting tickets. And you're like, hey, are you stalking me? Blah, 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 ha, 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 blah, 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 blah. And you sit kind of near each other in the theater, not like next to each other because you're with other people, right? And then a couple of days later, you're like, oh, I want some coffee. I'm going to go to this coffee shop. And you go there. Lo and behold, they're sitting there or they're in line. It's that type of thing where you're like, okay, but it's you guys keep making the same decisions and showing up at same places, which show that you have a lot of same interests, different enough, but you also have a lot of similar interests. You keep on bumping into each other and it just becomes funny. Well, look what the cat drug in. I can't believe that you are here. Who would have thought, So I like that. It's pretty funny. But I like it, Manju. So keep your eye out. But of course, work on your self-love right now because that'll speed things up and then you'll start bumping into the one. And I like it. So that's what they have, Manju. Many, many blessings to you. We'll continue moving on down the list here. So the next free reading will be Pinky. I do have a donation that came through, so we will take care of that first. I'll be back to you, Pinky. Crescent Moon, thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know, what does that Pisces, what do they feel about you? Let's take a look here. So what does this Pisces, what does Spirit want you to know about this Pisces here? Anything else? All right, let's see here. Well, there is some balancing going on here. I feel like they're going back and forth. They kind of go one direction, then another direction, another direction, another direction, which can be Pisces. I know I have a lot of Pisces in my chart, which we can swim on the light side of the pond. We can swim to the dark side of the pond. We don't have to commit to one side of the pond. We're just going back and forth and back and forth, and that's all right. We reserve our right to change our minds. And that's good. So it's, they have, and I don't feel like it's like I love them, I hate them, I love them, I hate them. They just they have this emotion and then they have this emotion and then they have a completely different emotion. They just, Pisces have, they swim in the depths of emotion. So they have access to so many different ones. So, what feelings aren't they having about you? That would probably be a question to ask. Probably get a clear answer, right? They don't hate you, they don't resent you. um, we have this balanced, again, balancing energy coming in here. I think I had similar cards. I'm not sure if it was temperance or um, justice, but I had like come in here because the star card represents, balancing of energies too, because the traditional star card does have 7 stars, which represents the 7 chakras on it and the balancing of them. And so there is this balancing approach that is happening here. So they're feeling a variety of different emotions, but it's a balanced variety of different emotions that are coming in. And they even have some thoughts. We have movement of swords, which would be the Knight of Swords, and it's the moving of one way of thinking to another way of thinking. So we also have not only our emotions coming and going, but also thoughts coming and going and changing. So it feels like it's on like a I want to say a merry-go-round, but they're showing me like baggage claim at the airport where it just the luggage keeps going around and around here and then back here and it's going around here and it has not one place for it to end. It's just on their emotions for you are on a constant journey, and the luggage ends up in a whole nother airport somewhere else. And it's just that's the way it feels, Crescent Moon, that it's just all over the place. And it's like, I didn't even go to Tahiti. How did my luggage end up there? Why are your feelings way over there? We didn't even go that direction. And you're like, thus lies Pisces feelings. they they will go where they will go in a bunch of different places. But I don't feel negativity in it at all. I feel like they're just on this emotional adventure regarding you, and it's like they're exploring their emotions, which is what Pisces do. Very emotional. They're fish, so they spend most time in the water, in the emotional waters, and so they like to swim around and understand things. And so, you know, um, they don't have much else for you with all that. They're just saying, "I just have this feeling like that." Again, it's all over the place, um, and it doesn't look like it's like you're hoping that the yeah, that's part of the emotional, the emotional waters. But it's not just that, right? They're just like, okay, I swam through that, and now they're over here, now they're over here, and oh, what about that? It's just like all over the place. So there is traction, there is, here or there. Let me see, will there be action? I just feel like it's going to be a while. Because what I was about to say before I read and interrupted myself, which uh, is funny, but I feel like it takes a long time for the luggage to get back to the correct airport, and so I just feel like they're I don't know why they're in a spacey place. They just kind of feel like they're all day. What's again? That's Pisces energy, where that Pisces energy is the dreamer, and so they're all off over here and they're all off over there. And then, plot twist in their dreams and they're just here and there and everywhere. So, will there eventually be action? Let's take a look here. Well, there'll be eventually ending of old cycles and a new beginning, a new adventure. So there will be. As soon here go here again, the roundabout. It's just like once the luggage goes around the world, it'll end up back at the correct airport. But I feel like there will be. It's just going to take a while for it to get back to the correct place. It's really funny, all the images they're showing of someone dreaming, and they go off into a spy movie in their head, to this, to that, to a romance, to a comedy, to a horror movie, all this stuff of they're swimming around all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, woo, woo, woo. And it's like, is that eventually going to stop? Eventually, that little top that's spinning really fast will, you know, did it and fall, and then okay, there it is. So it'll be a little bit. So that's what they have for you, Crescent Moon. Thank you again so much for your donation. All right. Hey, Lizzie Sincere, thank you so much for your donation as well. And how does your cousin A really feel about you? All right, let's take a look here and see what they have here. All right. I can understand. um, there is this, the Ace of Cups can represent unconditional love too, but there's love there, which you'd expect from a family member. Um, I just yeah, I can understand that for sure. Because we have the movement of wands, which is the Knight of Wands, which is a fast moving, fiery type of action, right? The Ace of Wands can be, a passionate type of energy too. Yeah, and the Seven of Swords. Normally, I would say that the Seven of Swords are your thoughts, your mindsets, your beliefs. But when you said you're kind of hesitant and you kind of feel nervous when you asked the question and these cards popped out, I felt that because I feel like this is them. This is the deceiver, the thief, and so I would be cautious because I feel like there's some other things involved there that you want to avoid here, and so yeah, you get it. I don't even have to say anything else. I sense you get it. So just don't put yourself in any danger, any harm's way. Don't like be alone with them. Don't donate it. Don't give them any money. Don't give them anything. Yeah. So yeah, I trust your gut. You have a wonderful intuition and gut. So you just needed confirmation that what you were picking up wasn't just fear, but your spidey sense is going, and you're like, nope, 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 no, 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 no. So I'm right there with you. So hang in there, and that's what they have. So thank you for your donation, Lizea, and thanks for being here. Good to see you. All right. So I think that was all of my donations. So let us get back into the free readings here. And we left off with Pinky, I believe. Yes. So Pinky, you wanted a spirit message here, and I want to give you an animal spirit message. So let's take a look here. Well, not I. They want to give you one. Why should I take credit? So let's take a look here. Wow, I like this. So it is cow spirit, but I like that it says the miracles are endless. This card number 15. So let's see what this says here. You are at a beautiful point in your life today, for your needs are being met effortlessly in so many ways. Fully embrace this truth by focusing on all you have right now, including the positive relationships that sustain you, the work you are proud to do to contribute to the world, and the activities that inspire you and nourish your soul. Cow spirit nudges you to pay attention because this is the perfect time to focus on the choices, actions, and behaviors that feed your soul and bring your heart contentment. Now is also the time when you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set in motion in the past begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love and sustain you for a long time to come. All right. Stay positive and share your well being with others. The more you share, the more you will manifest. So be generous. Cow Spirit promises you will never run out of miracles. Wow. That is a great message there. I also like to read the protection messages on these in case they resonate. And this one says, Cow Spirit does ask you to pay attention to how you nourish your mind, your body, and spirit, because right now you're wobbling around like a newborn calf on its unsteady legs. Perhaps you've been spending too much time distracting yourself on the internet or obsessing over a relationship or choosing to eat food that's not healthy. Whatever it is, you're being nudged to assess how you are looking after your needs. Remember, the universe has a way of reflecting back to you events and conditions that match how you treat yourself. Cow Spirit reminds you that the universe wants to give you the very best, but needs you to do your part to participate and nourish your well being. Heed her message, and everything will shift in your favor. I feel like going moo, making a cow noise, but that is what they have for you, Pinky. I like it for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right, so continue moving down the list here. And we are to Grace. Hey, Grace. And you want some universe guidance. Absolutely. And I'm an hour and a half in. I didn't do my top of the hour public service message, so I will do that real quick just to let everyone know. So I'm usually on for about 2 hours, so I'll be on for about 30 more minutes. For the free readings, I do go down in order, first come, first serve, and I try to get through as many as I can. I don't always get to the bottom of them, though, because there's usually gets very long, very fast. I do honor the energy exchange of donations, and so if anyone does make a donation, I step out of the free readings to complete those. I go deeper into those than I do the free readings too. And then I step back in when I'm done and continue to move down the list as fast as I can. As I get closer to the end of the 2 hours, I'll talk about other options as well as I get to that. And I just want to say a big thank you for everyone that's given the video a thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. So thanks for being part of the love tsunami. And that's been the public service announcement. Now back to the regular scheduled program. Just going to take a quick sip here. All right. So what does the universe want you to know right now, Grace? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, you do have some movement coming in here, and it does have to do with love or partnership or close friendships. It does move very quickly here. Both of these are movement cards. The Eight of Wands is fast movement of energy, one of the fastest movement cards in the deck. And the Eight of Pentacles also shows that you've been doing a lot of work in relation to whatever this type of friendship, or if you're looking for romance or whatever it may be. If it's connecting, it's about connecting with someone. You've been doing the work and things are about to move very quickly in regarding that. It's either going to move up and forward in a new way or out. It can't stay in the way that it is right now, and it's going to come fast and furious. So if you've been looking for love or wanting to, reconnect with an old, family member or old best friend or friend, and whatever it may be, whatever this heart connection is, you're about to see movement in it. And usually that Eight of Pentacles is a positive movement. So I like that for you. So you've been doing the work. You're going to see the results of you doing that. So I like that for you, Grace. And that's what they have for you right now. Many blessings to you. And so, Golden, you are up next here. So let's take a look. How will your soulmate be? Let's take a look here and see what you're looking here. Okay, mysterious, mysterious. Well, I feel, quite honestly, I feel like, the Heart of Swords, Queen of Swords in the Standard Tarot, she rolls over air, but is also given water. It's a beautiful balance between heart and mind. And the Moon card really is someone who, is nurturing. They have this natural nurturing personality, whether they're male or female or how they identify. It's just like a caretaker, very caring, very deep feeling individual. So they could be a water sign or have a water moon, but they just really have this deep care, very empathic. They feel people's emotions. This connection with the water and the moon, too, tells me that they have a very deep spiritual type of connection, like gut instinct. If they're not into spirituality, where they believe in talking with spirit, they feel like they have a big gut instinct. Intuition is huge, in addition to that, empathic abilities. Um, with all the water here, there could be a water sign, like I said, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer sign is definitely possible here too. And that's what they want to tell you right now. A little tidbit of information. So that is what they have. Many blessings to you, Golden. All right. You're very welcome, Eliza. All right, Pratik Singh, you'll be the next free reading coming up here. But I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Olivia. And you want to know, will D take your call and will you meet up next week? All right, let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know. Will they take your call? All right. And will you meet up next week? Let me just get a little clarity here on this last piece here. All right. So they will take your call. You have the 10 of Cups, which is about overflowing emotions. So you're overjoyed with them, taking your call. So, definitely they do. Will you meet up next week? I don't think so. You will meet up, but the Three of Wands shows a change of direction, a change of plans. We've got the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability, which is what tells me that you're okay with the change of plans, because there's this the Nine of Wands is like an energetic block. There's just something that keeps it from being next week. There's just like something that's happening and going on that actually, I almost feel like it's something on your end that it's like, oh, can't do it next week. Um, because we have the Eight of the Eight of Swords here, which shows you that you are seeing what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are keeping you feeling limited and small and restricted. So something, is restricting it and blocking it right here. But I do feel, with the Three of Wands, that it is being it's like it's planned. It's just it's a different type of plan. And then the King of Pentacles here, which is the Spirit of Pentacles in this deck, does show, abundance. It's a positive card, but there's this awareness of the worth in relationship to the outside world that comes in. So I feel like, again, delays all happen for a reason. And this delay and this reschedule just allows you to do a little more reflection on you and your worth and how you value yourself. I can say it from within, and that it's even a matter of like a week or two. You really reflect on things. Things are brought to you to reflect with that Eight of Swords and that Nine of Wands showing you about yourself. They're like, oh, and it's just some little tweaking that has to happen here. And I feel for them too, between now and then, when you guys would meet up. That just helps things be more smoother and be different for you. Um, with that Four of Cups, that would make sense because I feel like it is a couple weeks delay, and the four being the month of April. And then I feel like that's why you're emotionally stable around it, right? It's like, okay, it's a couple weeks. I can deal with that. So yeah, I do, Olivia, that that Four of Cups definitely does that. Oh, very nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see it unfolding here, but yeah, but there is the little delay. It just some things need to fall into place first. So, but I like it. Nothing of concern there, especially the Ten of Cups. That does he take my call? Yes, rainbows. So I like it. So that's what they have for you, Olivia. Thank you again so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. Many blessings to you. All right. All right. So Pratik Singh, you were up next for your general reading. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. Well, you do have this uh, balancing coming in here with the Queen of Swords, which balances heart and mind. Um, and I feel like this is an important card because you're really cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve, and you're also cutting away some emotions that no longer serve, because here's the Eight of Cups. You're walking away from emotions that no longer serve you, and this just feels very powerful, this transformation that you're having. I mean, you're actually turning into a lion with wings, which the Strength card, which is also number eight, with the Eight of Cups being the other eight. But this is this transformation. It's you really turning inward and connecting upward. This is your higher self. The wings are your higher self. And then the lion, it would be your human self. And I feel like this balancing, this transformation that's happening is really being ignited because you've been spending some quality time with your higher self, with your soul, really getting to know them, getting to know yourself, really expanding that within yourself. So I do like that for you, because it does bring you just a ton of awareness. Again, that balancing of heart and mind. You just have this wonderful um, calmness that is coming in and been coming into your life because you're turning away from a lot of the chaos in the outside world because you've just been experiencing the same old, same old, same old. And it just has turned you inward out of boredom of the instability of the outside world and just tired of the disappointment, that you were like, you know what? The only person I can depend on is myself. And it's your my capital S self. You're turning inward and upward, and you're discovering this whole different side of who you are. So if you haven't done this yet, I feel like you have. But if you haven't done it yet, this is the journey you're headed off into, which I really like for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Pratik. So many blessings to you. And Anjou Tiklakar, you'll be the next free reading up, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Rose, for your donation. And you want to know if there's a love offer coming in for you in the month of March. All right. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here. All right. Well, that tells me. I don't feel the month of March, because we've got the universe card, the world card, which is an ending of old cycles and the beginning of something new that's coming. But what's happening with this clearing out of old ways of thinking, old ways of approaching, love, the shadow, the devil card, is shaking your cage, having you really question your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around what love is supposed to be like, who you're supposed to be, how it's supposed to unfold, who they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to act, all these rules around here because it is around marriage. The Four of Wands is a marriage card, but all of this is about change of belief and mindset and old ways, old cycles of looking at things. Because what happens after the universe card here is the full card. This is the last card in the major arcana, which has this the zero. The full card is the beginning of the new one, and it's free of expectations. It's like an adventure without any itinerary. All you know is you're getting on a bus and you're going to get off at some point and you're going to go enjoy things. All I know is I've packed a bag with some underwear and some shorts and shirts, and I've got my credit card, and here we go. It's not super planned out and super. It's just like this adventure. It feels like how it unfolds because the last card that popped up was the Three of Wands, which is about a change of direction. Like, this is the way I've always done it, the always heading down. But all these cards, well, two big ones, the Universe card and the Three of Wands, is about a change of direction, a new way of approaching things. Devil card also says that because the Devil card challenges all the mindsets and beliefs that we've grown up with, and it wants us to do different things. So it's like a different type of experience that you've had before. And so I feel like with all of this, I'm like, I don't feel like it can happen in 12 days. I feel like there's this transformation that happens. So more so, I feel like it's so worth the wait though, because you're going to experience something like you've never experienced it before. Because otherwise, it's like if you got a love offer, it would be like the love offers you had before, which you know, and you deserve something so much more, for um, matching your heart and what you want to experience in life. So that's what I feel is going on with these cards here, Rose. So not March, but focusing on those things that we talked about, letting go of the ways of believing that it has to unfold and who and whatever. Just open it up to an adventure brings it in faster for you. So that is what they have for you, Rose. So many, many blessings to you. And thank you for your donation. Absolutely. All right, Marissa. And you say you're trying to donate on Venmo. Are you having trouble, or you just giving me advance warning? So while I wait for you to reply, I do want to make the most of my time here. I'm going to try to get through as many free ones as I can. So I'm going to jump up while you are responding. And Anjou Ticklicar, you want to know what kind of personality he has, and if it's a multiple personality or just a split personality. Let's take a look here. Just kidding. Wow. So we've got the Tower card, and we've got two number fives, which is cards of change. And I feel like their personality is one, they're not afraid to change. They're not afraid to adapt. They've changed a lot in their life. Like if you knew them when they were younger, you're not going to recognize them now because they've changed their total mindsets about things and their total, the way they look at their worth too. And they have this really beautiful belief because that's why they kind of flow with change, because they know that what happens in their life, anything that's moved out of their life is moved out of their life form. Anything that's moved into their life is moved into their life form. Things get moved out of the way to allow them to move forward in their path or to make space for new things to come in. So very adaptive personality, able to flow with change, and they kind of enjoy change, which is kind of you know empowering. And I don't mean like changing of partners and loved ones and things like that. Circumstances in the outside world changing, internal changes, exciting, doing different things, that type of thing. But I don't feel like they are, you know, they like to change out their partners every month or anything like that. They uh, it's just they have this confidence and they really enjoy going with the flow. I kind of feel like a fire type personality, fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Yeah, right. So very enjoying the adventure, enjoying the journey. If they sit around too long, they get bored. So they're very active. They like change. They like movement. So I like that. That's what they have for you, Anjou. So many blessings to you. All right, Daisy, you are the next free reading coming up here. It doesn't normally require that on Venmo, um, especially if you use my that link. It should just allow you to do it on there. Oh, there you go. It went through. There you are, Marissa. Very good. Thank you. All right. And if you did you ask your question already, Marissa? Yep, I definitely see it there, Marissa. So if you haven't already popped your question into the chat already up above, go ahead and pop it down there now, and we will pull cards for you. Let me see here. Don't think I saw one here. Yay! Yes, absolutely. So if you'll post your question, then I will pull cards for you, Marissa. Thank you so much for your donation. And while we're waiting for that, we'll pull for Daisy here. So did you leave an impression on everyone that you've met in your past? Do you even have to ask, Daisy? You're not crazy, you swear. Yeah, I don't even have to pull cards for this, but we will. Because you know you do. Yeah. So you do it. The Two of Wands is you leave energy, and and I say this in a loving way because I love you. So they either love you or they hate you, right? You definitely leave an impression. They either are wow or like God, and it's because of your energy. The King of Pentacles here. You have a good solid foundation in your worth in a lot of ways, right? um, and so you do challenge people, by your energy when you are around them, because you don't let people get away with anything, right? You call them on their, you know uh papa cuckoo doo doo, if someone's like blah blah blah, and you're like, I call shenanigans, that can't be true, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, people that are trying to just make up stuff to make themselves look good, and people trying to manipulate other people. You just put a to it, and so people either love you because they have nothing to hide and they love your purity, they love your in your face, in a fun but serious but fun way. But if people have something to hide, and if people are trying to get away with things, they may not like you because they don't like being busted out. So you definitely leave an impression with everyone that you meet. Um, but the impression you leave, you can't help it. You can't help what people see when they look in a mirror of you anyway, right? So you definitely leave an impression, strong impression. But the kind is, you can't help it. You are not in charge of it. They are the ones that decide, and you can't control that. You can make it easier or harder. Like if you're going to be, um, aggressive about something, chances are it's going to make it easier for them not to. But if, like I said, you're funny but serious but funny, that allows a lot of people that just like, she's crazy, we like her. So I like that for you, Daisy, and I think that makes sense to you. So that is what they have. Many blessings for you. All right. Thank you so much for your donation again, Marissa, and your question. So will Sean come back to you? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here and see what's going on here. So one card came flying out. Wow, these cards I just put back in here too and shuffled, but there's some cards coming out, which makes sense for the message that's coming here. Okay. All right. So with these two cards, we have the Universe card, which is the ending of a cycle to allow a new beginning. And the Three of Wands is about taking a different direction. So I don't feel like they are coming back to you, but I feel like you're taking a different direction anyway. With what's coming here, I feel like there's going to be a significant change with it being the Universe card, that your world is changing and that you're going to be okay with it. They're not, I feel like that they can't come back because of this is what's going on inside of them. They've got some old memories. The Six of Cups is nostalgia. They've got a lot of emotions that just really hinder them, that really steal things from their life, because this is their thoughts, their beliefs, their mindsets. These are fears they have of losing conditional love, of being rejected, and they have some pretty significant ones from their past that doesn't allow them to have a lot of stuff, right? It thieves opportunities from them. It steals love out of their life because they can't get out of their head, because they don't look at their old emotions. They don't look like, they stuff all these down under their subconscious, and they don't understand why they act the way they act and they feel the way they feel, but they don't want to go down in there and do that. They'd rather move forward and keep moving from person to situation to situation, but not look at themselves. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's why they won't be coming back. And that's why I feel like you're okay with moving forward, because I feel like you realize it, that you're like, you would have to totally change who you are. Which the Three of Pentacles is Spirit telling you to really stick to being true to your authentic self. I feel like when you're with them, that you have to shrink and dim your light and not be bright, not be successful, not share all that stuff, because of all that stuff they go through. They just they feel bad, like when someone, like, let's say you came home or you told them, oh my gosh, I got a promotion, and they're like, I never get promotions in my job, they don't appreciate me, and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, I wanted it to be happy and something fun, but now they made it about them, and that made them, makes you feel like, crap, because now they feel bad. I thought they'd be happy for me and we'd celebrate and it would be a joyful thing, but they made it about something downer and depressive. And I feel like you wouldn't be able to be yourself, and that you have to constantly change who you are in order to be with them. And Spirit wants you to be able to be true to your authentic self. That's why I feel like you're okay with this moving forward too. Because you do get the Spirit of Cups, which is balance in your heart and your mind, a beautiful balance that comes in for you. And I feel like this is more of an idea of who you want in your life, right? Someone who is able to express themselves in an emotionally mature way, they call it emotional intelligence, right? But also has an even balance between emotion and thinking. They're not way over emotional or not emotional and too thinky, right? Too much in their head. You're looking for someone that has this balance, because that's more in alignment with who you are, right? And to be your true authentic self. So all of that to say no, that they won't come back to you, but they didn't want it just to be a no. They wanted to show you why it's in your highest experience not to. Um, so I like it for you, Marissa, but that's what they have. So hang in there. Much love to you. And thank you again so much for your donation. All right. And I think that is all my donations for right now. And so we will go back up to our free readings. And let's see, where did I leave off here? With Mez P. Hey, Mez. So hello. How long does Spirit see your job at TL lasting? All right, let's take a look here, see what kind of guidance they have here for you. Yep, I don't feel like it's going to last a whole lot longer. The Three of Swords is like disappointment, and I kind of feel like it goes either way, right? It's like, is it going to last too long or not long enough? I kind of feel like you're looking for something new with this Ace of Swords here. I feel like you change perspective here, but the Ace of Swords is about new beginnings, new communication, new ideas, new news coming in. And I kind of feel like, it's not going to last. Whatever disappointment means for you here, because I kind of feel like it goes back and forth. Some days it's like, oh, I wish it would last longer. Other days you're like, I wish I could just get fired, so I'll be forced to go find a job I enjoy. Other days you're like, well, it was a good day. I think we can make it here. And then it's like, oh no, I wish I could find something else. And I kind of feel like it goes back and forth. But I like that Ace of Swords. It does tell me that you're going to get some new communication, some new ideas on where to work, and definitely put out. I like the Ace of Swords actions around communication. So if you've been putting out your resume, you're going to get a message back. If you haven't been putting out your resume, I would really revamp it and think of different things of what you'd want to do. Go outside the norm. Don't be really restrictive on what you will allow yourself to go and work and do. Allow yourself to be open to ideas, is what I feel is coming through there. So that is what they have for you, Ms. P. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list. Hey, Real Hadiza. So what month in 2026 will you meet your husband? Let's take a look here. 2026, what month, please? All right. Well, with the sun and with the movement of swords and the communication, you meet them in May. You have the Five of Pentacles. So I feel the brightness and the communication all happens in May. So May of 2026. I like it. So that's when you meet them. So that's when you first communicate, and that's when the sun comes out, right? All right, that's what they have there for you, Hadisa. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list here. All right, Mars, was that really him you saw in your dreams? And if so, was he acting silly on purpose? Let's take a look here. Yeah, they're giving you one card with both answers in it, because you have the Six of Wands, which is about being seen and standing out. So it was them, and they were being silly and acting silly on purpose, so it would stand out, because in doing that, it made you see it and recognize it and remember it, right? So that was them in the dream. They were being silly because they wanted to be seen and to be recognized. And so that's easy breezy. Well, there are some fast answers here, but that's exactly what they what they're saying. So that is what they have. Mars, Mars. So many blessings to you. You are welcome, Hadisa. All right, Claudia White, you are up. So yes, you can ask something. Oh, I see you ask it down below. So I will get to your question here. I do see Lovely, Lovey. Hey, good to see you. And you like a general reading on your brother Alfred, please? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know around Alfred? So is Alfred a hermit? He seems to be in a hermit mode here, like he's called inward and upward to really connect with the spiritual side of him, and he's like on this journey inward here. I almost feel, is he already been called home? I almost feel like, is he still in the land of the living? Because we have peace of mind here. I almost feel like rest in peace, but um, definitely uh, there's this wonderful, wonderful, peaceful energy that's coming in from them right now. And there's just this release of expectations, this release from things, and that's what makes me think that they're, if they've been under a lot of pain, a lot of stress, a lot of things, I almost feel like they are in a place, whether they're still here on this realm or on the other side, just in a wonderful place of peace. And if they are on the other side, I really feel like, especially with this owl coming in here, that they are visiting, they are making themselves known, and so if you have this sense for them, there definitely is this energy of peace. I just keep on feeling resting in peace, resting in peace, resting in peace. Keeps on coming through here, and just uh, in a wonderful, wonderful, journey with higher self and spirit, star in the sky. Just keeps on coming through here. So hopefully that makes sense for you, lovely, lovey. But it feels like just resting in peace. They won't let me go beyond that. Um, so that's what they have for you right now. Lovely, lovey. So there's a peacefulness that is surrounding them right now. So that's what they have. So many blessings for you. All right. And so Claudia White, thank you so much for your patience there. All right, very good. Oh, so happy, Hadisa. Thank you so much. I'm glad that their messages help out, and I'm glad you're part of our soul family, definitely. All right, so Claudia, you want to know, you'd like to ask spiritual and angels. Okay, about, so spirit and angels about love. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What would they like you to know about love right now? All right. So we've got some love that is balancing out. There's the Five of Wands is energy. It's our passion, our desire, our overall energy and drive and all that kind of stuff. But we're talking about love. This is like the love energy that's just been kind of like a firestorm. There's been what maybe you have felt like conflict in the past, but things are changing, things are transforming. Because I don't feel like this is like anger necessarily or resentment type of fiery energy. I just feel like there's this passion or this desire. And here comes in the balancing, right? Yay! We always like balance when it comes to love, right? But there is this balancing of energies here. This is very much Libra energy with the scales. But the Ace of Swords here is what is allows us to connect to higher truths, see love and see our expectations and our experiences around love from a higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love. And it allows us, it's a double-edged sword, which allows us to, it's what helps balance this out, because it allows us to cut away like thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve us. Like we've had a bunch of opinion piled up on us, piled upon the scale, right? Throughout our lives of what love is supposed to look like, who it's supposed to be with, who I'm supposed to be in it, and all of that, right? And not just about love, but about everything. Which the scale is way in the favor of fear and losing love and feeling rejected and all those lovely juicy emotions that we do come here to experience. So nothing wrong with them, but with that Ace of Swords, it is cutting away these old ways of thinking and believing that is allowing the scales to balance out more and to have a more balanced, free approach, less fiery, less hellfire feeling around love, that's coming in here. So I just feel like you're in a place right now where you're really understanding where your fears have been coming from in the past, and events are coming up in your life like triggers that even it doesn't even have to be with you, with someone else. It could be a best friend going through something that you went through, and it triggers you to go, "Arr!" It's like, oh, that reminds me of what I went through. And you see a movie and that reminds you of what you went through. And it's like, why is this thing keep on coming up? And it's like, oh, I get it. The emotion wants to be transformed within you. So I feel like this is what's going on right now around love for you. And it's important, because when we continue to vibrate at that emotion that we have been at, we keep drawing in the same lovely mirrors and experiences. And this is a time where I almost feel like you're in a timeout, where you feel like there's an energy field around you so that you can raise your vibration, and then they'll drop it because you'll draw in someone completely different than you've had before. So I feel like that's what's going on here with those two cards coming in, that there is this change that's happening. And it's perfect for this Aries new moon energy that's coming in. Beautiful transformation that's happening. So that is what they have for you right now, Claudia. So hopefully that helps. Much love to you. You hang in there. All right. Hey, Rose Flower. Hey, Misty Blue. Let me see where we're at here. Oh, thank you so much, Anna. Let me see, how many do we have left here? Just want to see if am I close at all? Because I am at the end of my 2 hours, and I normally don't go beyond that, but I think this is Aries energy. I've been super hyper excited this weekend. So let me just take a look here. Okay, yeah, we're pretty close here, so we're going to try to finish this out and try to get through as many as, not through, but to as many as you guys as I can. So Misty Blue, you're wondering if your Aries man, Brian, is thinking about making contact with you. Uh-oh. Let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know around this? Aries, Brian. Okay. Well, I feel like they're kind of at a choice point here. The Chariot is, do I want to do it? They're thinking about it, and then they're thinking about not it. And then they're thinking about it, and they're thinking not about it. And then they're thinking about it, and then they're thinking not about it. So that makes sense with this airy, fiery energy that they have. They're going back and forth. Do I want it or don't I? Do I? I don't want it. And why? What's keeping them from doing it? Well, there's this Six of Cups, which this is the nostalgia, the memory, people from their past card, and the death and the rebirth. So, this energy of this, of an Aries with this combination here, it's like their history is that they don't go backwards, that they are I want to say they're like a forest fire that they move forward, 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 and they never go backward because fire can't go backward because after it's consumed its fuel, it can't go backward. It can only go forward. And so, um, if you guys do you guys have history? I mean, if this is like something new, I don't know. I just feel like they are moving forward, 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 and that's why they kind of think about, well, it was good times, and I really, yeah, but I want to go forward. But I want to go forward. It's like they're fighting against their nature. It just feels like they're in this internal battle that's going on. So I don't know if that helps any, Misty Blue. So yeah, it's like fire, 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 and you're like, you know what? You go burn down another forest. You know, I feel like it's what I feel, and this is being real. Spirits being real is like, do you really want? Okay, we'll put it this way: you want someone that it's a no brainer that they should contact you, right? So it's like, are they thinking about making contact with me? I don't want someone who thinks about it. I want someone who's making contact to me. If you have to think about it, then you're stupid because it's a no-brainer. That's the energy that's coming through. And I love it. Your spirit guides are sassy, but that's what they're saying. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Air. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I understand why your uh, spirit guides are being sassy about it. They're like, "Girl, you deserve so much better." So, 6 weeks, psh, psh, pshaw. You know, I know you have feelings and emotions, and you had hopes and dreams, but sometimes we just need to put on that country song that says, "Thank God for unanswered prayers," right? And you're like, you know what? This is, you know, unless they got hit by a car and they're in a coma in a hospital, that's the only reason. Because if they got arrested and are in jail, then you're like, well, you're not really healthy for me anyway. So the only thing is, if are you in a hospital? No, then you're gone. So I that's what I have for you, Misty. So hang in there. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I figured years, right? There you go. There you go. So your spirit guides know you. They're like, "Psh, psh." All right. So hang in there, Misty. All right. Sunshine, you are up next. Is there marriage in your cards? Well, let's take a look here. Is there marriage in your cards? With that many cards that came flying out, probably. But let me refresh these real quick. Okay. Not quite yet here. We have the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, which this energy that's coming in here is it's like marriage is on a pause just because there's this nudge here to really look at the fears that you have around fulfillment and wholeness, and they like spirit is nudging you to connect to this. The Ace of Swords connects you to the capital T truths of the higher realm that lets you look at things from a different perspective, a higher perspective. And it's like an important time for you to use this Ace of Swords to see that from that viewpoint, because it also allows you to cut away some fears, some beliefs you have around what marriage means about you, what, fulfillment and abundance. What does it really mean? What do we feel we would get from it? What does marriage mean about you? What does wholeness in the outside world? what does that really mean? Does it really define you? Blah, 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 blah. They have all these questions like, so they're really looking here before marriage comes into, more of the, the radar. Um, they're wanting this opportunity to really look and understand what value you put on yourself because of it, because they want to free you from a cage that you have yourself in some areas of your life around your worth in relationship to the outside world, because it will make the experience of marriage so different and so much more enjoyable uh, after they take you through this little um, I don't want to say this little I don't want to say it's an interrogation. It's a loving interrogation of love that your spirit team and want to just let's look and reflect on these things because we want to set you free, and then you'll see marriage in a completely different way, which tells me that marriage is in your cards. It's just off the radar because they want to work on this stuff first, and then beep, it appears on your radar and starts moving towards you. So that's what I feel they're telling you right now, sunshine. So hopefully that makes sense. But many blessings to you. That's what they have. So continue moving down the list here. And LH, hello, hello. Can you tell me what's coming next towards you in love? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So we do have this balancing coming in here. It looks like you've been working on your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love, because there is this movement of thought and belief from choppy waters to calmer waters. So I feel like you have been looking into this. You have been looking at, why do I believe around this, around love, and what do I want? Who do I want? Blah, blah, blah. You're really getting clarity around that for you. And you've also, with this Two of Wands, really are focusing your energy differently. And this is just a reminder for love is whatever we focus on is what does grow and expand here. And so if we find ourselves focusing on what we feel is missing in our life, it pushes the thing further away, so we miss it more. Right? So if I'm like, I want love and love is missing, they're like, oh, more, you're going to miss it more now. It's not punishment, it's our energy does that. When whatever we focus on expands. So if I fear something will leave my life, I repel it out of my life. If I fear something will come into my life, I throw a hook and drag it in. If I focus on something that's in my life that I don't want, I feed it and it gets bigger. So I have a lot of power of my energy, and that's what that means. But the other side of the Two of Wands is, instead of growing all of that, I can instead focus on gratitude for what I do have. That grows and expands. I focus on what I do want to have come into my life. I draw it more towards me. I focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and all that. All that grows and expands. So I like this movement that's happening, because it is showing a movement of mindset and freedom from expectations, and which allows a more flow to come in, because too many expectations stops the flow, right? Because we have so much stuff that's keeping things from moving. But the more we open it up, the more things come to us and the faster. And then whatever we're focusing on is what comes in. So I feel like that's what they want you to know right now regarding love, LH. So many blessings to you. Much love to you. Hang in there. Hey, Johnny Blake. Hey, hey, hey. All right, looks like Custard Baby came and went. Let me just make sure here. All right. Let me just make sure here that I'm not missing anyone. Okay, answered those, answered those. That's retracted. Go, go, go. All right. And I believe we are down to Mega. And you want to know what positive changes are coming towards you in your relationship with your partner are within the next 2 months. All right. Wow. Oh, wow. So I like this. Let me just do it this way because we had the Two of Cups. Well, here you guys are. This is your partnership. So I'm like, okay, and joy, celebration, just very happy, very joyfulness here. And the reason why is because of the Ten of Wands here. This just shows there was a lot of energy. And I kind of feel here, Wands is drive, ambition, passion, inspiration. It's where we invest all our energy, right? And I feel like what changes over these next 2 months is you have a lot going on in your world. He has a lot going on, or they have a lot going on in their world. And um, and then you feel like you had to invest a lot of energy in your relationship too. And there's just not enough energy to go around. Well, I love the Ten of Wands because it's like the ending of the burden and the beginning of freedom. And I feel like you both are making conscious choices of where am I investing my energy? And you're cutting away things like the urgent stuff isn't, some of the urgent stuff isn't important. And some of the important stuff isn't urgent. And so it's like, okay, where am I? Let me just reallocate my time and my energy. And then you have more time and energy. And I kind of feel like if you guys have been grouchy lately, it's because you're burning the candle at too many ends, and you're just kind of both almost exhausted. And so it's reevaluating what are we fearing, because if that's usually why we're investing too much energy in too many places because we fear. I fear what will happen if I don't. And then, but when we really look at it, and we're going, that doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. That can take longer. This isn't, doesn't have to be done until July. It's like you reallocating and allows um, to be less cranky on both sides, which allows more time and energy to invest in each other too. And I feel like you have communication too around what you feel you are supposed to invest energy in a relationship. And I just feel like you guys have some good, deep, sincere, loving conversations where you just really um, bring up some fears and um, clarify things. Like, I feel like I have to do this. And like, oh God, please don't do that anymore. I don't want you to do that. I've been scared to tell you. And you're like, what? You mean you don't want me to do this every day? And like, God, no. And you're like, oh, thank God. And it's so it's like this relief comes because you think that they want you to do something and they don't want you to, but they're afraid they'll hurt your feelings if you don't. But, there's just a lot of clarity, which I feel are very positive changes. So that's what I have for you, Mega, right now. So many blessings. All right, let me see here. We did that. We did that. All right, Queen, you are up. So does ZLH miss and think about you lately? Let's take a look here and see what we have here. All right, let me refresh these here. All right. Does he miss you and think about you lately? Well, they do think about you lately. Um, the Six of Cups is about nostalgia, old memories, thinking about things. So I feel like they think about it. Missing, this is the joy celebration card. And I feel like they're just all about, I don't feel like they miss people. Um, but they do think about you. But I wouldn't take it personally. I feel like with the Four of Wands, this fiery, stable energy, that they are so much about right here, right now, in this moment, that they don't miss people, they don't miss things, because they're just about now and they're about the next step. They'll like they think about you when they spot something or they have like a reminder, something that reminds them, like, oh yeah, da da da. Da." Okay, anyway, they don't like look back and go, oh, I want to be back with someone. They don't do that. I feel like they're just always moving forward, always moving forward. I guess it's this fiery energy because someone else had something similar where like a forest fire. They just always move forward. They never go backward. Forward, 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 forward. So, um, and I try not to take it personally because it's like no one. They miss no one. They miss nothing. It's all about now and forward. So that's what they have for you, Queen. All right, very many blessings to you. All right. Okay, very good. I'm just reading to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Very good, LH. All right. So, Nidhi Sarvaya, you will actually be my last reading for this evening. Um, so, I'm glad I hung out for 30 more minutes because I won't be back until actually Wednesday because I do take off Monday and Tuesdays from going live. I record and do other things, but I don't go live. So before everyone heads off, though, just to make sure you have last chance to enter, I do a weekly giveaway and on each Monday. So you have this evening. It's Sunday night here. I usually wait until I wake up in the morning after I eat breakfast and stuff to close out the drawing. So you still have time to look at the video and sign up for the drawing. I am giving away a 1 hour personal recorded reading and 5 15-minute personal recorded readings. So be sure to check that out if that interests you. And like I said, I'll be back Wednesday night. I'm here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain, and then also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain. If you want more messages, be sure to check out my pick a cards and your monthly reading for each individual zodiac sign. Right, Needy? Needy's like, come on, do my reading. No, I know you wouldn't do that much. All right, so what would you like Needy to know right now? Okay, here we go. All right. So I feel like there is an important relation that's headed your way here, whether it's romantic or friends or family. It's an important emotional connection that's coming in for you. The Six of Wands does tell us here that there's victory, there's being seen here is an important piece of this gathering. So if this is romantic, you do meet each other by someone, one of you is standing out. The Six of Wands kind of can be like, you know, this, you know, someone on stage, someone like behind a bar, a teacher. It's someone that's away from the crowd, separated from the crowd in some way, where people like the crowd sees them and they look out into the crowd and you both see each other. And so I feel like this is how, this unfolds, how you see each other, how things start is one of you is on stage or separate where you're seen. Now, an important piece for you, Needy, is the Seven of Swords here. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your limiting beliefs that you've had around yourself that have stolen love opportunities in the past, stolen other opportunities in the past from you. And what this is telling you is it's time to be aware of what of your own thoughts and beliefs have kept you from that before. It almost be like, and it's funny, it's like someone wants you to sing karaoke that will put you out on stage and that scares you to death. And it's like, just do it. What are you afraid of? Not that you have to do karaoke, because I understand. But that's the kind of scenario that they give me because they know me personally. I love watching other people do karaoke and do whatever. Actually, I don't even like that, um, but you know, I'm like, I like watching it, but I don't want to do it. But this is the same thing. Like someone wants you to do something where you'd be seen, and this would stop you from doing it. It's like you push past it, and you do it anyway. And that's when you're seen, and that's when things, happen. It doesn't have to be karaoke, but you get the idea, right? So I like that for you, Needy. That's what's happening right now is just understand your fears. And if there's something that will get you out in front of people that is scaring you, just to look at why it scares you and say what I'm gonna try it once anyway. It's the worst that can happen, and ta-da, you meet someone. So I like it. So that's what they have for you, Needy. Many, many blessings to you, and lovey. Ah, I'm so glad. Thank you, lovey. Good to see you again too. All right, everybody. I don't think I have anything else to add. Just so blown away by all the thumbs up that you give to my videos, your comments, that you guys come in, and all the love that you share and with each other. Thank you so much for being part of my soul family. And please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So till I see you guys again, have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're out in the world. And until I see you again, much love to you, and you guys take care.